That was not the deal. No trust, no deal, right? So anyway, reason I referenced that today is because I'm fascinated by these Mexican standoffs going on in the NFL that are holding the NFL hostage right now between, or among, I should say, the Packers, Aaron Rodgers, and the Jets, and then, of course, between the Ravens and Lamar Jackson, who we'll get to momentarily. But I want to start, if you don't mind, I want to start with Rodgers and the Packers for two reasons. One, I just left the NFL owners meetings in Phoenix. A lot of news came out of that. Two, the Jets are on the clock, and I'm not talking about the NFL draft. The Jets now own the dubious distinction of the longest drought in North American professional sports.
Wow.
Without a playoff appearance. It's now a dozen years because the Sacramento Kings, we'll also talk about them later, ended a 16-year drought, a 16-year postseason drought. So now the Jets, congratulations, you won something. You're leading something. You've gone the longest without appearing in the postseason, which is why I come back to what I said before, which is that the Jets, not the Packers, they have the most pressure and therefore less leverage when it comes to acquiring Aaron Rodgers, who I said at the beginning, if you're the New York Jets and you lying to Derek Carr, allegedly, about he could be a Hall of Fame quarterback if he won in New York, if you're the New York Jets and you decide, like everybody else, not to go after Lamar Jackson, why are you trying to get a quarterback who claims that when he went into the darkness, he was 90% retired? So here's what I want to get into. All right, this is what pisses me off today. And Charles Robinson's going to be on the show tomorrow. And I saw Charles at the owners' meetings. He was like, Mike, save it for the show on Friday. I'm like, nah, I'm pissed. Because this is the dumbest shit I ever heard, with all due respect, okay?
Yeah. Right.
Reportedly, and by reportedly, I mean Charles Robinson of Yahoo, giving credit where it's due, our boy Charles. Charles says that Rodgers saying on McAfee's show that he was going into the darkness, he was 90% retired, gave the Jets pause, and now the Jets want protection in the form of draft compensation in 2025 should Rodgers decide not to play in 2024.
Right.
I say two words to that, Michael. Two words. Tough shit.
Let's hear it.
Tough shit. Okay? Because that's not how it works. Do you think when the Panthers did their trade with the Bears for the #1 overall pick, they say, hey, look, in the event that this C.J. Stroud guy doesn't work out, can we have like a draft pick back in case he's a bust? Like, that's what you get for wanting to trade, for putting all your eggs in the basket of a guy who may play for 1 year. Understandably so, because you're desperate because you ain't made the playoffs in 12 years. So you don't get to ask the Packers for protection. Ain't no money back guarantee. This ain't in the fine print. Ain't no warranty. Ain't no return policy. Ain't no 30-day return policy. You don't get to ask the Packers for a draft pick in the event that the quarterback that you're paying for and therefore assuming his contract decides not to play after 1 year. Tough shit.
See,
get the damn deal done. This is why you ain't made the playoffs in 12 years. Get the deal done.
You know, it's funny. It's funny because we got family here, a brother from another y'all family. We appreciate y'all listening, riding with us. So I'm going to tell you, family, what's happening here. Mike kind of told you about it. He dipped his toe in the water. Let's just go in all together. He had an argument with Charles Robinson at the owners' meeting. So you ever talk to somebody and they kind of replay the argument and they start getting mad again? And so
I did.
If it was on the phone, they start doing their hand like this.
Wait,
they're doing his hand like this. And then I told him, he told me on the phone, and I looked at the phone like.
Because I'm like, Charles, this is ridiculous. I've never heard of, like, we want protection. Like, what do you mean protection? Don't trade for him then. Don't trade for him if you want protection. And yes, I'm having this argument with Charles tomorrow too.
Charles had the nerve to say this. Then I told him, like, yo, man, why you yelling at me though?
But you feel, okay, I'm sorry. Let me calm down. I've been annoyed by this for 2 days. But you feel me though. You feel me though?
We hadn't noticed.
Are you picking up what I'm putting down?
I do feel it. That's why I think, like, I understand. They both, to use your analogy, they both are armed with weaponry, and they both have a case. Well, hey, listen, if you don't do this, you don't do this for us, well, look what you got to deal with. And then they can say, well, hey, if you don't do this for us, what are you left with? I mean, even Joe Douglas had to come out and say, no, we're not interested in Lamar Jackson because it would be disingenuous because we got our plan. And everybody knew what he was talking about. The plan is Aaron Rodgers. They've got Aaron Rodgers as offensive coordinator. They got one of his boys in Allen Lazard. They got everything. They got it all set up. They got it all set up.
Thank you.
Joe Namath is like, you can take number 12.
Ain't no turning back. They didn't cross the
waiting
Rubicon.
for him.
Point of no return.
So I got it. The Jets are committed. But the Packers, I just wonder, like, whose side you on? Because the Packers, they're already spoken it into existence. Hey, Aaron Rodgers one day says, Murphy, the team president, he's going to be in the Packers Hall of Fame. He had a great career. You already talking about him in the past.
He had a great career. I got it.
And we know, Jordan's a good kid and all that stuff. We're looking forward to Jordan. Matt LaFleur, the same thing. We can't expect Jordan to be Aaron Rodgers. So who needs it more? Who needs it more? That's what it really comes down to.
The team that ain't been to the playoffs in 12 years. That's the team that needs it more.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Like, I mean,
that's
come
cute.
on.
That's cute, Mike. But can the Green Bay Packers really truly afford, to have Aaron Rodgers come back and say, okay, well, I'm not going anywhere, and now he's sitting on your salary cap in June, which changes everything. They can't afford that.
This isn't somebody with a house and you're knocking on their door saying, I want to buy your house, and they're saying it's not for sale. That's not what this is, okay? Like, they need to trade Aaron Rodgers. I'm not saying they don't need to trade Aaron Rodgers.
Right.
I'm saying, comparatively speaking, the Jets need to trade for Aaron Rodgers more than the Packers. Because there's been ongoing conversation about who has the leverage here. They both have some leverage. I believe the Packers have more because they have what the Jets want and so desperately need, which is quarterback stability. But to me, for the Jets to have the audacity, to have the nerve to say, yeah, we want him, but just in case he doesn't play in 24, we want some protection. That's not how this works. That's not how this works. Okay?
Well, it might be how it works. It might be how it works.
If I'm the Packers, that's a non-starter.
To get the deal done.
Because it's not my problem. It's not my problem if he decides not to play for you. Welcome to my world. Welcome to our world. We've been dealing with this shit for 20 years. Going back to Brett Favre, welcome to my world, with a quarterback deciding whether he wants to play or not. That's the bed you want to make. You have chosen to be bedfellows with a guy who goes into darkness to decide whether or not he wants to make $60 million this year. If that's the choice you want to make, deal with it. Deal with it.
But this is business.
That's all
this is business. The last thing I'll say on this one is just the fundamentals. This is the fundamentals of business. Okay, you want something to happen. The other side wants something to happen. You ain't feeling what they're saying totally. They're not feeling what you're saying totally. And you got to figure out a way to meet in the middle if it happens. Now, somebody might be saying, "Oh, I'm not compromising. Compromise or die." You know, no compromise. Shout out Fela Anacalapo Kuti. No compromise, right? Okay, if there's no compromise, there's no deal. So
no trust, no deal.
How it works.
No guns me, no guns you. No trust, no deal. Yeah, you got to watch this movie.
If they're gonna make this happen, that is gonna be how it works, and they're gonna have to meet the Jets. They're gonna have to address the Jets' fear, the Jets' skepticism, and help them out just a little bit.
Perhaps, and maybe the compromise will be how high of a pick they get in 25. I just think, respectfully, because I like what the Jets are doing. I like Robert Saleh, I like Joe Douglas. I just think it's kind of lame. I just think you want it both ways. I just think it's like you want it both ways. Like, hey, we want the guy, but just in case he decides to play, well, convince him not to.
They're both trying to win it. They're both trying to win the deal.
That's the problem.
And neither,
Lord have mercy, that's the problem.
And neither one of them is going to win.
Stop trying to win it.
Hey, thank you for watching Brother from Another. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, go ahead and do that now. Don't forget you can catch us 3 to 4 weekdays on PeacockTV.com and on Sirius XM Channel 85.